Hello, listeners. Welcome to CJSF 90.1 FM Burnaby, the campus community radio station at Simon Fraser University. Right now, as of this very second, we are streaming online at cjsf.ca. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter and listen to podcasts of our program somewhere out there on the interweb. And if you have a request, text or call us at 778-782-2573. I'm in the station here with a guy called Vicious
5150.
Now, what does 5150 stand for?
It was actually like I think I explained this last time we were on the air, but I'll explain it again.
It's the Los Angeles
police code for like criminal insanity, kind of danger to the public and themselves. But I totally don't mean it that way. It just sounded cool, so I used it. That's really it.
It's interesting. Like, do you think like any rappers have like sort of copy the same sort of idea where they took like the police call number?
Oh,
or, like,
yeah.
Cat in the Tree.
Oh, I'm sure
like
there have been, right? Like it's a big crazy world out there, I'm sure.
It's probably there's a lot of rappers out there. So Will,
Yes.
The show that just went on was Nick Legacy, and they were playing some music from Okinawa.
Oh, yeah.
Okinawa. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Okinawa.
Okinawa. Okay, so do you know any cool fun facts about Japan?
I don't really, to be honest with you.
Nothing? Okay,
no.
come on. Japan, they have like robots, smart cars.
Well, then you've covered the topic now, haven't you?
Pokemon Go, so many things. Yeah, Japan, a really cool place. But just to get our show started, I thought that we would play some theremin music.
Cool.
And we're going to roll right into the program, if that's all right.
Sounds good, man.
Sweet. I'm Alexander Morse. Co-host Richard Candiego couldn't be here today, but thank you all you listeners. And here is Leon Theremin playing his instrument, the theremin. And we're back. So right now we're going to listen to some more theremin music, and we're going to go into our first segment, which is known as Concert Info. Okay, so hello, Will.
Hello. Am I on there?
So yes, you are. Sweet. Now, what shows do you have coming up, Will?
Let's see. I got two this weekend coming up. I got August 19th at formerly Olympia Pizza, now known as Peacock Bar and Grill. It's in Surrey, BC. It's right next to Surrey Central SkyTrain.
Okay.
This one will be an all-ages show. I'll be alongside the Hazmat crew, and there'll be a bunch of other people on there. Mugshot will be headlining. It's going to be a really wicked show. You guys should come out for that. It's all ages. We don't do them very often. It's all ages with a 19-plus bar for all you booze hounds out there, including myself. Yeah.
Okay, and then so the Band of Horses is going to be at the Orpheum Theater August 20th.
Oh.
Atmosphere is going to be at the Commodore Ballroom September 14th.
Sweet.
And you said you had another show coming up.
Yeah, I do. Actually, the August 20th one, for everybody who wants to come to my show instead, you're going to be it's going to be Maple Ridge at the Wolf the following night after the Surrey show. This will be a free cover show. It'd be the Wolf with the Hazmat crew once again, Tyro James, Future Trunks, Tangible 2 from the Vancouver Island, and it's going to be a really, really fun night, and it's part of the So Much of Nice tour, the annual tour that Tyro James throws on every year, and you really don't want to miss out on that, because it's pretty wicked.
Tyro James, yeah, he does like some video work and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does lots of video work. He films for Smoked Out Battles, also hosted at Peacock Bar and Grill.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Also on August 20th, the Peony Summer Concert Series is starting up, but I don't know who's going on August 20th. But there's going to be other people like Simple Plan, Foreigner, August 27th.
Yeah.
The Sheepdogs are going to be Killer on August 23rd. Block Party is hitting up the Commodore Ballroom on September 19th at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm just rattling these off.
Yeah, go ahead. Do it up.
Rob Thomas will be performing September 2nd at the Hard Rock Casino. And tonight at the Biltmore, Krallis is tearing it up. And on Thursday, All Hail the Yeti with Final Drive is at the Cobalt. And that has been Concert Info. And thank you, Leon Theremin, for playing your instrument. Wow, that was really quite something. Okay, so Will.
Yes.
Or Vicious.
Whatever you want.
Whatever
works for you, buddy.
I was hoping that I could play maybe like it's kind of sunny out, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of hot,
Yeah.
relaxing, lazy. People want to rest a little bit on Mondays.
Yeah.
So the first song we're going to be playing from you today is called Rest Easy. Now, is there anything you want to say about this song?
That one is a general rest in peace track for anybody that like just went through a loss. Like I went through a few in the last year. Like I was just dedicated to a few people that I lost in my life the last little bit. Don't want to go too much into that. But
Oh, snap.
But yeah, it was kind of more so a generic rest in peace track for like anybody, right? Like for anybody to feel better through or whatever you want to do. This track is produced by me. I'm coming out with an EP called Rorschach. That is the official announcement. That's what the EP is called, Rorschach. Rorschach, and that is one of the tracks off of it. And I hope you guys enjoy that.
All right, so this is Rest Easy by Vicious 5150.
Yes, indeed.
All right, okay, so that was Rest Easy by Vicious 5150.
Thank you for allowing me to play that track for you guys.
No problem. Now, you said that this is coming from your newest album, correct?
Yes.
Or your upcoming album.
Yeah, it's coming out within the month or so, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty quick.
All right, I see. Now, is this going to be like a giant 17-track album? Or are you looking at
no,
something
just
smaller?
like 9 tracks. It's just an EP. It'll clock in about a half hour. So anybody with a short attention span out there, kill a half hour.
It's perfect. Exactly. Right. Oh, man. That's
Yeah.
like a pretty good. Okay, so now when people are condensing music into like a half hour or making like a shorter album like that, do you put in a lot more work than half an hour to record this, I'm betting?
Oh, geez. Like this whole album took me, it was about, some of these tracks are like 2 years old. I just haven't done anything with them yet. Like,
and you were just
one of
refining.
them actually is like that. Because I did 2 summers ago and I was going to put it on my last album, Dustport. But I was like, it doesn't really fit with the rest. So I just left it alone until this one.
Okay, so for your last album, now albums like tell a story and things like that,
Yes.
right? What was the main message or overall arching story of like the last album?
Last album, it was called Death Support. It's kind of like a different way of looking at life support. Like life support means like you're clinging to life. It's like Death Support. It's like just try to kill this album. Just try to like kill it. I dare you. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's kind of pretty bold statement, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
But it was it was all produced by me as well. Like there was no features on it. I did it completely all the way through. It was a full length LP. I produced all the beats on it, like I said already. It was a fun record to make. That took me about a year to complete as well.
Okay. Now, when you go on tour and you do shows and stuff like that, some people don't get to do a whole half-hour set.
Yeah.
So, my question is, like, how do you select which tracks to play off of which albums when you're doing like a performance?
I kind of switch it up like here and there. Like I see what works for crowds, what works for me personally, like what I enjoy performing, and see how I can work with the crowd with it as well. Right? Just kind of. It's kind of hit or miss. You don't know what you're going to get, right? So I just kind of compile it in. Sometimes I change a song, throw a song out there here and there, or what have you. Like it's just kind of random to me.
Yeah, actually, that's actually pretty cool. Cause
you gotta listen to your audience.
Exactly. Like if it's like a more relaxed atmosphere, people are more chilling and stuff like that. You're gonna maybe go with something a little more.
Yeah, a little more chilled out. Like we did the Vapor Lounge. Like I did some pretty chilled out, laid back kind of tracks. Something along those lines. I did not perform that one specifically, but a couple other tracks I did perform that were more chilled out because everybody's all smoked out and.
Yeah, just relaxing, just chilling.
Yeah, you know how it is at a Vapor Lounge, right?
Yeah.
Without having to say too much.
Okay, so like, is there any particular venue that you've just gone all out, rapping as fast as you can, throwing your hands down?
Oh, the Wolf
swearing
Bar
like
at
a
Maple
mother?
Ridge. That's easy.
The Wolf, yeah, there you go. There you go.
I love that bar. It's my favorite place to perform.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, listeners, if you want to see some like hardcore rap, the Wolf Bar.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people out in that one. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, that used to be a biker bar, if I'm correct, but they changed it now.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? Like I don't know all about that, right?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna go and say something like that. Right? Yeah, you go ahead and you figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about
if
that.
you're interested in that sort of stuff.
I like the bar.
Okay, so up next we have a little segment that is called. See if you guys can guess what our segment's called just by listening. Oh man, that is just a beautiful sound. The internet dial-up connection. Ooh. Okay, so Will, in this part of the show, what I like to do is over like the past week or so, there's the internet, the World Wide Web.
Ooh.
One of the most connected things that civilization has done to date, and people post things and exciting things have happened in the world.
Sure do.
Okay. But what I like to do about this is you get talking about like all these things that you see. Like there's obviously so much information.
Yeah.
So you got to form
too much
opinion.
sometimes.
Yes, a lot of the times. But yeah, interesting pictures on the internet as well as cats. Lots and lots of cats.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, starting things off. The Olympics are going on. Holy
I
mackerel.
actually just heard about that recently, and so I don't know a whole lot about it. I actually did not know.
Okay, so...
Go ahead, tell me.
Well, right now, Canada's got a 13, lucky number 13 for their medal count. We
Sweet.
have 2 golds, 2 silvers, and 9 bronze, including one Canadian sprinter called Gall, just got bronze.
Mm-hmm.
But the important thing that I want to mention is there was 2 Chinese athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like a swimming thing. And one of them proposed to another one.
That's
like
pretty crazy.
International TV... Bam.
Yeah, well, that's the place to do it, right? Like, beat that.
That's the place to
Beat
do
that.
it. I don't know, maybe like a fancy restaurant, maybe more in a private setting.
Yeah,
but-
whichever. Like, no, the Olympics. It's happening.
Bam, let's do it. Man, I guess there is love in the Olympics.
Sure is.
Also, fun fact, do you know that for the world, like agricultures and farms and stuff like that, that we use a landmass the size of Brazil to grow the world's food?
I did not know that.
Like if you added up
That's
all
fun
the
fact.
agriculture. Yeah, that's a lot of freaking land. Holy mackerel. Mm-hmm. In North Vancouver, a man was chased by a bear.
Yes, I heard about this.
You heard?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were being chased by a bear, what would you do?
I have been chased by a bear.
What?
Yes, I live in Portugal.
Grizzly, polar bear.
Yeah, it was a black bear. It was a black bear.
Oh man.
Oh, I was sitting. I'm gonna sound really terrible for like how this all transpired, but I'm gonna tell you guys anyway because it's funny. There's an old friend of mine. We were sitting out having a smoke at like 3 o'clock in the morning outside my parents' place. And,
Easy.
And she was telling me about a bear that had been rummaging through her trash. And we live kind of near where bears populate, right?
Okay.
So it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I kept teasing her. I was like, oh, there's a bear. There's a bear. There's a bear. She's like, stop it, Will. There's not a bear. And then there was one. And then it came out of the bush, and it was all full-grown mother bear.
Oh,
and
no.
And it's looking at me, and I'm kind of like, okay, no, there actually is a bear. Let's leave, right?
And
she's
what did
not
she think?
believing me.
Because it's
she's
the
not
boy who cried
believing me.
wolf. Oh, no.
So I just took off on her. And then I shoved her out of my way because she was in my way. No, we both made it. The end of the story is we both made it, but the bear came charging at us, and then we ran because like it was like right to my
Did it
house.
like growl or anything?
I don't. It was like it was like I never ran so fast in my entire life. That was when I was about
That's terrifying.
21 or something.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, so I sound like a total jerk right now, but she made it alive, and so did I, and we can all laugh about it now.
Dang. What? Well, thank gosh you survived. Yeah. What did you do like afterwards? Did you like report it to anyone? Or you
no, we just sat inside my place and just drank.
Reminisced.
We're just like, she's like, you have to walk me back home after, right? I'm like, yeah. So I did.
Waiting. Yeah. That's nice.
Looking over my shoulder the entire time.
I would
it was
be
like
too.
6:30 in the morning. She's like, we're not going to sleep. You know that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a freaking bear out there. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, but there's a guy called George Soros.
Okay.
Now, this is a guy who did the Grant Making Network, and he has an open society foundation which gives millions of dollars in grant funding to specific organizations worldwide. One of the people he funds is like this investigative journalism thing, okay? But recently, some hackers, internet hackers, they went in and they found like all of his files and business plan and stuff, and they released it. Well, I guess they did. And it turns out one of the things he did was he was giving advice to Hillary Clinton.
Oh God.
On how to run her campaign.
There you
go. What do you think about this? Like, there's a billionaire. He's like anti-American. Okay. Yeah. He gives money away to people.
Yeah.
Okay, but he also tells and directs people, yo, do this political thing or do this cultural thing.
Yeah, like telling her what she should be doing with her campaign, right?
Yeah, what do you think of that? What do you think about this?
Like, I don't know, it just seems kind of double-sided, right? Like he's playing both sides of the fence, and that's kind of it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a little
Kinda
weird. Yeah.
Can't really put your trust in anybody these days, especially in politics, though. Like, let's face it.
That's true. That's true. It's interesting that a future American president is taking advice from a billionaire, which I guess makes sense because if you're a billionaire,
money talks.
Obviously, you've got some experience in some of this stuff.
Money talks.
Money
That's all
does
it
talk.
is.
The Heidelberg Project is like a thing in Detroit. they want to dismantle this project because it's made out of abandoned homes and urban debris, and it draws only 200,000 visitors a year. What do you think about that? Should people like take down artwork if not enough people are visiting?
No, like it's just keep it up there because it's there for somebody to see. Somebody's gonna appreciate it. Like it shouldn't matter. Like if not enough people are there to see it, that's not the reason you do art.
Okay.
If it's good, it's good, and you keep it up there.
Now, what about if it's like in an important location?
Still, I would say like just keep the art up there. Like if it's good, right? Like somebody appreciates it.
Okay.
Like why do you have to take it down? Like what was your purpose for putting it up?
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the wrong reason to attract like a bunch of people. I think it's just do it to do it.
Yeah. The Zika virus, a couple cases in Florida broke out.
Yeah, I heard about that a little bit.
But, okay, so if you had, like, in the future, perhaps, maybe, you have a baby.
Okay.
And it's got the Zika virus. And let's say your partner, wife, whatever, she says, Mr. Vicious 5150, you can decide what goes on. Would you abort the baby?
I don't know. I just cross that bridge when I get to it. That's
all right. That's
a very
good
tough,
answer. Good answer. Okay. In France, there's like okay. So you know how some like Islamic people they have like a burqa, right?
Yeah,
Where
sure.
They cover up their whole body except for like their hands and their eyes, maybe their ankles. So a couple of people in France wanted to make this swimsuit out of like a burqa.
Okay.
And they did it.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, the burqa is to keep people from looking at a feminine's body.
Yes, of course.
But they're going to be in the water. It's wet. It's going to be draped all over their bodies.
Yeah.
There was a giant ban, a big dispute over tourists photographing women in full-body swimsuits. There was a riot, and this is because France is worried that if people wear these burqas, it's like affiliation with Islamic terrorists and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's just being ignorant, though. Like, I get it, but at the same time, like, that's just being ignorant, too, because, like, not everybody who's of the Islamic faith is going to turn out to be a radical prick, you know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
Like, that people generalize each other too much. They have any faith of any creed and race. Like, I think that's just ridiculous anyway.
Okay.
Like, we focus on our differences too much.
That's true. But they do have, like, a lot of terrorist attacks.
Yeah, France does. I get why they're on edge, totally, but you still can't be lumping people into categories like that.
That's true. Very, very, very true. Okay, so there was a Marine who was court-martialed after she refused to remove a Bible verse from her desk. The Bible verse said, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper," and she was court-martialed about this.
Really?
Yeah, Monifa Sterling, she was told to remove it, but she didn't, so that's like insubordination to her superior.
Jesus.
She thought it was against her First Amendment rights. She refused to remove them, and her commanding officer threw them out, but then she replaced them.
Oh, jeez.
Now court-martialed.
That's just ridiculous, too.
Yeah.
Like, so... what harm is it doing to anybody?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe it's like that if you're in the military, you're not supposed to display your religious affiliations like too much.
I guess, but if it's not harming anybody, like you're not shoving it down people's throats, it's just there, like for something, a mantra for you to read in the morning when you get there or whatever, then what do you care? That's what I think, right?
Well, yeah, okay.
If you're not bothering anybody with it doesn't matter.
Okay. So, do you think, like, in the future, people should be, like, a little bit more private with that? Like, wearing, like, necklaces instead? Or maybe, like,
do what you feel like doing.
Home,
do what you feel like doing if it's not harming anybody. Like, that's what I look at it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that has been it for the Internet Science Countdown.
Yay!
Sweet. Okay, so, Will, we're going to play a different song.
Okay.
Okay, this is going to be our EDM Spotlight, and then we'll get back into some more checks from you.
Sweet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys, stay tuned for Thunder Heist. This is Jerk It. And then we're going to play some public service announcements. And stay tuned. Generic Alternative. And we're back live. Thank you guys for staying tuned for that 1 minute commercial break. So we're in the studio here with Vicious 5150.
Yes, we are.
Vicious, do you move your tongue elastically and spit out words and rhymes in an amusing and appealing sense to the human psyche?
Are you trying to say I rap fast? Yes, I do.
Whoa.
Especially in the upcoming song that I would like to play.
Okay. So the upcoming song you want to play is Bump My Tunes. But just before that,
sure.
Can I just talk about the weird Jerk It song?
That was something else.
Okay, so Thunder Heist is an electronic music duo from Toronto and Montreal. Yeah, you gotta wonder what jerk stands for. I mean...
Oh, I don't know.
Just practicing your reproductive techniques.
Golf swing.
Golf swing, there you go.
That's the one.
Yeah, okay, so Thunder Heist is made up of the producer Graham Birdie, Grahamzilla, and Omola Isis Salam, otherwise known as Isis. The two began collaborating before they had ever met in person, sending MP3 files to each other over the internet. So these guys are totally electronic. That's where they came up. They're electronic.
Yeah,
That's
EDM straight up.
Bam! Like, that's how they've began forming. They signed and released one album on Big Data, and this was founded in 2005 as an anonymous dance music side project to his more hip-hop learnings as Metrics. In 2006, these guys hit it off, and bam! They've gone off and they've done so many things. These guys are actually, I believe, releasing a new album No, they're not releasing a new album.
Oh, they're not?
I lied.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah. These guys are old. Old news. Blah, boring. Okay, so
Wow.
let's just joking. Bump My Tunes.
Yes.
Now, are you giving this as a message directly to people with audio systems in their cars?
No, this is more about, this one is featuring my buddies, Wise Bases and Darkness, also from Port Coquitlam. Darkness is the first guy from my first group I ever did years and years ago, and I wanted to include him on this one. But this song is more so like, you know, when you just have a really bad day, there's like lots of things that are just coming in at you, bombarding you with a bunch of stuff you don't want to think about or even acknowledge.
Process or
it's like, I just want to listen to music and just ignore all of it, like just get out of my sight for a while, like leave me alone.
And it's like just Bump My Tunes.
Yeah, so basically it. Yeah, I produced this beat too. This is actually the intro track for Rorschach. The last one I played for you was an outro for it. This
so
is
now
the
we're
intro.
going like the opposite.
Yeah,
of
so you
that.
get the front and the back on it, and then you'll have to guess the in between.
Yeah. Okay. So this is like the introduction to your new album.
Yes.
So if somebody was like listening to the album first time and they decide to go in order for playing tracks, this is the first song that they would be bombarded with.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Without further ado, this is Bump My Tunes by Vicious 5150. Bam! And that was Bump My Tunes by Vicious 5150. Super smooth.
Thank you.
Shoegazy. Definitely has like a 90s feel to it.
What is shoegazy? I've never heard that term before.
Okay, so shoegaze is sort of like a warbly, relaxed, mellow, chill wave.
Right, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that sort of... Yeah, like, it's not distortion. Maybe like reverb?
Yeah, I use a lot of reverb and stuff on things, on this track, yeah. Yeah, a lot of those synth, like, it's a lot of, like, it's kind of like an 80s synth wave I kind of use for that. Like,
exactly.
Like, I love doing that. That's that smooth West Coast sound, right?
Oh,
so
and
everybody loves it.
The bass line was like pretty solid.
Thanks, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you said you teamed up with a guy called Darkness and Wise Basis?
For this track, yes.
Okay. So you used to make music with Darkness?
Yeah, a long time ago. Like, we started music together around the late 90s, like just writing together, and we were a group called it was a horrorcore group, actually, kind of a mock gangster rap crew, something like that. It was called Hooded Lynch Mafia, HLM.
Hooded Lynch Mafia?
Yeah, it doesn't mean what you think it does. Like, no, we were just kind of like, we wanted to make like a really scary, threatening name because we were told young teenagers because we were bad like that, apparently. I don't know.
Okay.
But we just made tracks, and we were just doing it for fun at first, and then our friends kept bugging us to do it. We used to burn CDs for our friends in Poco. Like, we didn't know anybody outside Poco to like get our music circulated, and then we just kind of went from there, and somebody knew somebody, and here I am.
Yeah, my goodness. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would raise my eyebrow if I saw the track. I'd be like, let me play some of this music.
We used to make like the most outlandish, disgusting songs when we first started, like dark, horrifying, like just offensive all around. Like, that's when we were kids, right?
Now are you talking about like gory offensive?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, we were disgusting. We were very disgusting back then. So it's hard to believe I'm making tracks like this, and I used to make really horrifying songs like that. I regret nothing, though. Those days
I regret nothing.
Those days were fun. I would do it again.
Okay. All right. Well, we do have now. Should we play like a different song, or would you like to play another song?
I'm sure I can give you. I can play one more song. It's a song called "They."
Okay.
It's more so like just people trying to discourage you from doing the things that you want in your life, and like the quote unquote powers that be or whatever. Like they're out to get me, man. Like, but it's more so like people who, you know, like you're a radio DJ.
Yep.
And people say like, oh man, get a real job or something like that, or, you know, you've heard it. Everybody's heard it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like, Screw you. No.
No. But it's interesting, like, to think about that. Like, sometimes, like, I don't know, like, if you go somewhere, like, maybe you're renting a piece of equipment, or you were asking somebody, I don't know, like, listen, I'm missing like $5. Can you spot me some money for gas?
Right.
Or, hey, I'd like to have that brand of cigarettes over there.
Sure.
Or, I'd like that particular liquor bottle. And like the person on the other side of the counter, they have like in their power.
Sure.
Yeah. They can like say yes or no, right?
Yeah.
Like they have that power. They can just be like, oh, by the way, no.
It's like, oh no, I don't think so. Rubbish. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like if these kind of things like happen, like people like taking power trips or exercising their power.
Yeah.
Is that like where, I don't know, like racism and stuff like that can happen?
Well, anything really, because like
Okay.
people who are unhappy with their lives, they want to make sure that everyone else is unhappy too, so that they don't feel alone, right? And
Okay.
this isn't, and don't get me wrong, this isn't one of your all y'all haters track like any other. I hate that. I will not subscribe to that notion. Whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff. It's more so like people, like when you're just trying to make art for the sake of it, and people always have to say something dumb about it. Like, not a whole lot. I don't run into a lot of that. Maybe I'm just not trying hard enough to find it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No,
whatever.
it's very true. Like there's like a lot of negative feedback out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of positive feedback too. I'm doing this
Yeah.
because I like to. That's really what it is.
There you go.
But it's just the world makes an effort to make sure that others don't get a chance. Like, I guess in the capitalist society.
Ah,
for the most part,
glorious
yes.
capitalism.
Yes, exactly, right? That's what it's all about. That's the main, like, heart and soul of it, right? So, anyways, without further ado, do you want to get into this track?
Yeah, sure. So this one's called They.
Yes, also produced by me, also off Rorschach.
Also off
Yeah,
of
so I'm giving you the third one. It's somewhere throughout the middle.
Okay.
I decided.
So we
why
played
not?
the end, we played the beginning, and now we're playing.
Yeah, like throughout the middle of it.
now
right?
we're somewhere in the middle. Huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So listeners, give it a listen.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's like a nice, well-rounded track.
Thank you.
Quite great. Oh man, it's
Yeah, it's completely
Lot of
different from the
layers, lot of
smooth, different from the smooth G-funk ones I was making. I wanted to make something more,
well, it's still got that smooth feeling to it.
kind
of
of,
course.
yeah, but it's just different. That's actually the weird little ring. So that's a sample from I believe it's called Summer Nights by Lonnie Liston Smith. It's an old soul, trippy soul kind of song, and I found like a little piece in it. The rest is all mine, like that dum, 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 and the whatever. All the rest of the synthwave drums and all that crap, that's mine.
Cool. Okay. So like when you're finding like little tiny clips and samples of songs
Here and
and stuff
there.
like that here and there, yeah, do you just like go to a record store? Like how do you find this new music?
These
this new
ones in
sound?
particular, I just found off YouTube and ripped them, and then I was able to work them in. Sometimes I rearrange the notes so that it's not the same as what it was.
Exactly.
Or just a tiny chop. Sometimes I've done record stuff. Like my buddy Wise Bassist is actually... He works with completely vinyl records when making his beats, so he's also plugged it in and given me samples off of vinyl directly, and then I've been able to program it that way. So there's no real limit to what I do production-wise.
That's true. Yeah, I'm thinking of like there's tons of like little tiny clips that you can take and manipulate and stretch the smack out of it, and it's like a totally different sound.
I think those drums I also took like a few break beats and chopped them up into different notes as well.
Well, how do you? If you stay, everyone's got drums. You can't.
Usually I play my own.
Use the tom. Oh man.
No, I know, but I mean like the whole drums itself, and then I'll just take it and kind of put another one on top of it or whatever, and just kind of rearrange what I do. Like I want to keep that sound, take that sound out, whatever, right?
Okay.
So there was a lot of different things I tried with that beat.
Okay. Interesting. Do you ever like keep track of like all the people that or all the songs where you like took like a little tiny piece of for future
yeah, here and
reference, if
there,
you
right?
wanna
Like,
use
cause
that
I
song
keep
again?
it like a mental note of it sometimes, right? Sometimes just like whatever, but
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't always sample. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's pretty cool. Okay, so we've got 11 minutes. I lied. It's more like 10 minutes exactly for our program. So we're going to listen to 3 OC's Plastic Plant, A Weird Exits. Their new album came out in 2016. And then after that, Will, would you like to help me read out some science headlines?
Oh, science headlines. Sure, I'll do that for you.
Sweet. All right. Without further ado, their new album, 3 OC's Plastic Plant, Weird Exits. And we're back. That was the 3 OC's Plastic Plant. Now, these guys just had a new album a garage rock band. But yeah, definitely sort of like the same sort of sounds as like Neon Indian or something like that. Now this came from a new album called A Weird Exits. Due out this summer, actually just got released like 3 days ago. Through the record label Castleface. It serves as the band's 17th record to date and the follow-up of last year's Mutilator Defeated at Last. The 8-track effort makes the first-time band leader John Dyer and joined by Ryan and Dan and the bassist called Tim. Yeah. That was like their monster track, Plastic Plant. Clocking in at nearly 6 minutes, it is a jarring, far-out, trippy listen, which may just leave you feeling a little bit more dazed. Definitely smooth. And you said it sounded like the 80s, definitely.
Yeah,
right?
80s, 90s, so you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different elements in there, really, to be honest.
Okay.
But it was a good jam. I really liked that one.
Yeah, it's true. Do you ever think like psychedelic rock is ever going to make like a giant comeback? Or
Well, it's always here. You just got to search for it. It's just kind of like when people complain about hip-hop, about it's like, oh, it's dead. I'm like, no, just look for it. I'm sure like psychedelic rock definitely exists.
There's a lot of psychedelic rock out there.
There's 9 billion people on this planet.
I guarantee it. At least, and probably a lot of them are concentrated in Alabama.
There you go. Alabama.
Okay, so the next part of our show is called the Science Countdown. So we're just going to get a background track playing here.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so Will, would you like to help read out some science headlines with me?
Sure.
Okay. So
I can see it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Can you see it all right?
Actually, okay.
Okay, so we'll just take turns reading this out. Okay, so have you ever thought of putting sewage on your plants? Scientists say that thermally conditioned sewage sludge acts as an excellent fertilizer to improve soil properties. This was recently published in the open access journal Frontiers in Nutrition. The major advantage over commercial fertilizers is the sustainable reuse of essential and finite phosphorus resources. But if you use too much human fecal matter to fertilize your crops, you're going to get cholera. So watch out for that.
Don't want that. Polio came back to Nigeria.
That's great.
Yeah, that's really just lovely.
Well,
lovely news.
What else is happening in Africa, Will?
Well, also the Canadian Defense Minister Sejan is doing a tour of Africa to see where to place Canadian troops.
Huh. Now I can't even say this. Romuald Tylina at the Nicholas Copernicus Astronomical Center in Tauron, Poland, and Tomasz Kamiński.
Kamiński?
I don't know. At the European Southern Observatory in Santiago, Chile, have analyzed observations of a post-nova star, which is roughly 10,000 light years from Earth. It's basically two stars mating.
Well, isn't that cute?
Yeah. Also, the Perseids meteor shower occurred. Wait till October 7th to see the next meteor shower, which we called the Draconids.
Cool. I didn't get to see the meteor showers. Too bright by my place.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
I tried. It was clear night. I really tried.
You really tried? Okay.
Yes.
Can you read out like this next little week?
It's the fourth time a SpaceX rocket has landed on the drone ship, which is stationed in the Atlantic Ocean, and the sixth time one of the company's space vehicles has landed back on Earth.
So there's a guy called Elon Musk, and he's been doing crazy stuff. He's actually also testing out like a Mars rocket kind of deal.
I've heard his name before, Elon Musk.
Yeah. He made like electrical cars and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
And one last thing, the American College of Cardiology came out with a summary. Now, in Switzerland, paying smokers to quit increased the time that they would quit, I guess.
Like from that would abstain.
They would pay them. They would pay the money to quit. Can you imagine that? Just oh, by the way, here's some money. Stop smoking.
Jeez, we'd be rich men, wouldn't we?
Yeah. And they pay less money on cigarettes and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that has been it for our Internet Science Countdown. Smooth track.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.